You hold in your hands a portion of a larger body of work called the Mothman's Photographer. This body of work presents narrative and non-narrative information in the form of sound recordings, visual images, and spoken and written words. This information was gathered by observing the many mothy synchronicities and coincidences that arose in my life after the 9/11 tragedy. In some ways, the project actually began around the time of the WTO protest just prior to the year 2000, because I was sensing something inside telling me to prepare for serious documentary work. Little did I know how serious it was, for major life changes were just around the corner. Everything really intensified when 9/11 came along, and I realized that my friend Tommy Burnham had been right with his, or should I say, Mothman's predictions. That's from the notes at the beginning of Mothman's Photographer 3. Meetings with remarkable West Coast witnesses touched by the anomalous activities of interdimensional entities, archetypal avatars, and the eerie yet enlightening phenomenon known infamously as Mothman, by Andrew B. Coleman. I recommend anything by Andy Coleman. Just a reminder, this evening on blogtalkradio.com/the Stench of Truth, the link will be in the description box. I'm going to have as my guest Tanya Durenberger, who is the daughter of Woody Durenberger, well known for being the man who met Indrid Cold, an alien from Lanulos, who made an appearance in close proximity in time and space to the Mothman. And in the movie, there's sort of a mixing of Mothman and Indrid Cold in the movie, The Mothman Prophecies. But in reality, they are two completely separate things. Indrid Cold, totally separate from the Mothman. Even though some who just saw the movie would believe that they sort of are interspersed with one another, but that's not the case. Anyway, Tanya is going to share with us her recollections about her father, about Indrid Cold, about the meeting with Indrid Cold and what she knows about him and her father, and the whole series of events that occurred in West Virginia. I may also be joined by Andy Colvin, the author of that book that I just read from. Hopefully he will be able to sit in on the discussion and act as co-host so that we can explore together the very fascinating story of Indrid Cold. Anyway, that's tonight, Blog Talk Radio, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join me if you are looking for something interesting to listen to. Anyway, welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I just want to comment briefly on what's going on in Libya. Of course, we have a major revolt going on in Libya right now, and of course there is a lot of controversy again as far as the United States stance regarding Libya, and some have characterized Barry Soetoro's flip-flopping back and forth when it comes to Egypt, when it came to Egypt and their burgeoning rebellion there. Has a similar thing here with Libya, saying nothing for quite a long time and then all of a sudden coming out against Gaddafi. So it's quite obvious that Barry Soetoro's foreign policy is a complete and utter shambles in every possible way. Now, I also want to comment again in general on what's going on in the Middle East, and realize, as I said before, this is food and poverty, people. Food and poverty. Food and poverty. And why is there so much poverty? Because unemployment is so high. And unemployment is high amongst the majority of the younger people. And that's why the younger people are the ones who are behind the revolutions and revolts that are going on throughout North Africa and the Middle East. And there is unemployment because of the massive economic crash that we are still suffering from in this fucking depression. Okay? This also brings back our eyes and minds to the United States. where we have what is going on in Wisconsin, which is a deliberate attempt by the governor and the radical right-wing forces of Wisconsin, paid off, bought and paid for by the billionaire Koch brothers, or Koch brothers, whatever the fuck their names are, who were sure to secure their $11 billion in profits last year at the expense of thousands of layoffs in the corporations that they own or have interests in, steadily pouring money into anti-union protests in Wisconsin, and of course they were number 3 in contributors to the governor. And from a prank phone call that happened this past week, apparently the governor is using their playbook. But of course, this doesn't mean anything to those who singularly want to point out the nefarious nature of unions, like they are some sort of communist scheme in our midst and need to be rooted out. Well, God help you all who sit out there and want to say that someone who sat down as a group with another group of people and equally decided this is what we're going to get and this is what you're going to pay us, and it's mutually fucking agreed, but now you tell them, fuck you, you don't get it. How many times can you fucking do this when you hire somebody to come in and do some work on your goddamn house or your fucking car? You sign a fucking contract. The car guy says, I'm going to charge you this much. You say, okay. When you go to pay the fucking bill, you decide, you know what? My fucking wallet is a little bit light, so you know what? Your contract is fucked. I'm going to pay you what I think you should be paid, not according to the fucking contract we fucking signed. Good luck with that. All of you who sit out there and say, fuck the unions. Do you think that this is not going to come to you? Do you think that your job is not going to be continuously whittled away until you are paid the slave wages that people in Indonesia and China and Vietnam are paid? To do the jobs that used to be in this country until corporations bought and paid for the free trade agreements which caused their profit-driven greed to move all of those jobs out of this country. Do you think you're immune? You're not in a union. You think, oh, that's fine. They can attack a fucking union because I'm not in a goddamn union. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Who do you think they're going to come after they're done fucking breaking the unions? Do you think you are going to be immune from this? I have fucking news for you, asshole. The Koch brothers want to smash unions, but they also want to destroy any kind of labor market in this country. Do you want to know why? Them and all of their right-wing ideologues. Do you want to know why they want to do this? Because there is nowhere else to ship shit to. Now they want to leave it here and pay you fucking slave wages to work on their fucking plantations. So when you talk about breaking the fucking contracts of unions so fucking lightly, you better look a little bit more into the future, you motherfucking assholes, and realize you're fucking next. And why don't you try that next time you have an agreement with somebody to do some fucking work for you? Or how about if you're a private contractor and you go to put windows in somebody's house, you sign a contract with them, and they suddenly say, fuck your contract, because I have less money than I did before. I can't afford to fucking pay you. So I'm just gonna rip this fucking contract up and fuck you. I'll give you whatever I fucking feel like it. Let's see how well you fucking like that, you motherfuckers! And just wait. Just wait. If the Koch motherfucking right-wing asshole dicks, if they succeed in Wisconsin, if they succeed around this country in destroying the unions, you are fucking next. Get it through your thick fucking skull. And for anybody else out there who thinks it's better to be at the mercy of fucking corporations than it is at the mercy of the government is the only thing that is saving you from corporate fucking slavery right now. And you want to live under the aegis of a fucking corporation whose only goal in life is fucking profit and greed and paying their fucking CEOs hundreds of millions of fucking dollars while they throw thousands of employees out into the streets. You know, in the past, corporations, in order to get a fucking charter, had to prove that they were responsible to the public fucking interest. But not anymore. Not anymore. And they certainly have proved themselves to be contrary to it. So for all of you who are against the unions, you better wake up and smell the fucking coffee, because your fucking job is next. Thank you. Good day.